Hi, welcome to Fightmaster Yoga. I'm Leslie Fightmaster. Today's class is a Vinyasa flow for building strength. We're going to hold some poses a little bit longer. And while you're here, subscribe, join our community. If you like our class, push the like button and tell your friends. Let's bring the hands together in front of the heart. Take a moment here to set your intention for your yoga practice. All intentions are always welcome. Maybe just sending out some positive energy today, or being an observer of your practice instead of a critic, anything. And then let's roll forward, finding our way onto the hands and knees, or wrists under shoulders, knees under hips. Inhale, bring the chest forward, lift your chin and tailbone up. Exhale, round the back, draw the belly and ribs in and up. Inhale, widen through the collarbones, bring the chest forward. Exhale, round the back, draw the chin in toward the chest, tuck the tail. Inhale, bring your heart forward through the gates of your arms. Exhale, draw your belly in and up, pull the ribs in tightly, rounding the back. Inhale, once more, lift your chin and tailbone up. And then exhale, press away from the floor firmly and draw your ribs and belly in. Come to neutral and lift your right leg up from the inner thigh. Drop the outer right hip down. Keep pulling ribs and belly in. Extend left arm forward. Stretch through the arm and the leg. Make sure your right toes point straight down to the floor so your hips are nice and level. We'll hold here, breathing. Keep drawing the ribs and belly in. Think about your midsection like a tube of toothpaste, and you're just pulling everything to center. Then next exhale, draw your knee and your elbow in toward one another. Inhale, stretch out. Drop the outer right hip. Exhale, draw the knee in, draw the elbow in, right down the center. Inhale, stretch out, extend. Exhale, draw everything back, make yourself into a little ball. Inhale, reach out through that opposite arm and leg. And keep the leg up, release the hand, and then we'll release the leg as well. And the left leg back, tucking the toes under first, and then lift it up from the inner thigh. Drop the outer hip down, keep the ribs and belly lifted. Reach right arm forward and hold. So there's a tendency to overarch the back here. Make sure that you're pulling in the ribs and belly very, very strongly to keep the lower back extended and lengthened instead of overarched. Also, the ribs might want to pop down as well as the belly, so again, keep those lifted. Stretch through the arm and the leg. You can also point the left toe straight down to the floor. Exhale, draw your elbow and your knee into center. Let's inhale, reach forward, drop that outer left hip. Exhale, like you're moving through water, make resistance, draw it all into center. On the inhale, reach out and extend. Keep drawing that left hip down a little. Exhale, draw everything and pull the ribs and belly in strongly. Inhale, extend. If you wobble, if you fall, no problem. Just come right back into it. Let's release that and come into downward facing dog. Arms, shoulders distance, feet, hips width. So you might want to lengthen your stance a little between your hands and your feet. Or you can keep it shorter and keep your knees a little bit bent as you're warming up. Bend both knees, keep the hips high, reach the heels toward the floor. Spread out your fingers and press down into the base of the fingers as your forearms lift up and away from the mat. And again, think about that tube of toothpaste. Pull the ribs and belly in. Imagine that you're drawing everything in towards center around your middle. Everything all the way around. Keep your gaze toward your knees or feet. Inhale, come forward into plank pose. Exhale, lower all the way down. Bring your hands by your lower ribs. Actually, bring your arms alongside you. Press all 10 toenails down into the floor. Inhale, Shavasana. Lift your chest. Lift the legs. Then inhale, extend the legs wide. Exhale, close them shut. Inhale, open the legs. Exhale, and squeeze them shut. Again, inhale, open the legs wide. Exhale, squeeze. Inhale, extend the legs apart. Exhale, bring them together, and then rest a moment. Let everything come down. And rest your chin or one cheek down onto the floor. Now reach your arms forward. Keep all those 10 toenails down. Again, lift everything up. Exhale, bend the elbows, pull them back. Inhale, reach the arms forward. Exhale, bend the elbows, draw the elbows toward the feet. Inhale, reach arms forward. Exhale, pull them back. Again, like you're moving through water. Inhale, extend the arms. Exhale, pull the chest open and then relax. Rest a moment. We're going to put those two together. It's a great strengthening posture. Inhale, reach the arms and legs. Exhale, bend the elbows, open the legs wide. Inhale, squeeze the legs, reach the arms forward. Exhale, bend the elbows back, open the legs. Inhale, squeeze and reach. Keep the belly lifted. Exhale, pull back, open the legs. Inhale, reach forward, tailbone lengthens. Exhale, open the legs, pull the elbows, and rest. And now hands by low ribs. Press up to plank. You can always keep your knees down. Lift the hips, make your way into downward facing dog. And breathe here. If you need a break, take it. You can take your knees down and take a child's pose. That's anytime you wish. Just continue your breathing practice. So inhales and exhales equal. Next inhale, come to plank. And then holding plank, lift the backs of the knees up, reach the tailbone toward the heels. And again, tube of toothpaste, pull everything into center. Hold here. You can do this. Keep your gaze just a little bit forward so your head doesn't drop. Keep lifting up through the ribs and the belly so you don't have to use your arms as much. Exhale, lift the hips back to downward facing dog. There's a tendency to use our arms and our shoulders more than we need to in our planks and chaturanga. So today, see if you can notice using the legs and using the belly muscles more than you usually do. Ripple the spine forward again to plank. Now notice, lift the backs of the knees up. Pull the belly in and up firmly. Draw the front rib cage in. So imagine that you're just getting pulled up from above instead of using the arms and the shoulders so much. See if you can make yourself feel lighter. Lift all the pelvic floor muscles, all the belly muscles. That should help, as well as lifting the backs of the knees. Imagine you're holding a block between the inner thighs. If you don't know what that would feel like, grab a block and try it. Makes a huge difference. Keep breathing. You're almost done. Just another couple breaths. Keep that crown of the head reaching forward. Now shift forward about an inch. Exhale. Chaturanga, slow chaturanga, and then all the way to your belly. Inhale. High cobra or low, your choice. Press all the toenails into the floor. And then lower back down. Again, inhale, cobra, low or high. Reach the tailbone toward the heels. Pubic bone pressing down. Exhale, lower back down. Inhale, press up to plank. You can keep those knees down. Exhale, downward facing dog, all the way back. Keep stretching the weight up to the hips and then down toward the heels. Remember your intention. Just coming back to that every so often. It's always good to remember. Inhale, right leg up. Exhale, bend the knee. Open up the hip. Press evenly through the arms and the shoulders. Now take the leg to parallel. Step it up. Line up front heel and back arch. Inhale to warrior two. Make sure that right knee is over the ankle. Gaze over the fingertips. Lift the chest, but let your shoulder blades relax. Think about the strength in the arms and the legs here, as well as the belly. Continue your breathing. See where it is that you can let go of a little bit of tension, maybe around the neck or jaw. Then face your palms up. That can release a little more tension in the shoulders. Just a few more breaths. Lower a little bit if possible. Maybe you're already at your edge and then you'll stay. But if you've got a little room to lower, lower a little bit. Then drop the left arm reverse. Exhale, bend the front knee. Inhale, right forearm to right thigh. Reach your left arm up and over. You might choose to take your right hand down to the floor or a block. As you reach your left arm in line with the ear, spin the left tricep forward. Check in with your back leg. Make sure you're pressing the outer edge of the back foot down and the back inner thighs lifting up away from the floor. It has a tendency to want to collapse. Inhale, press into the front heel, warrior two. Exhale, windmill the arms down. Step to plank. Chaturanga, slow chaturanga. Pause if you can. Inhale, press up through the hands and feet, thighs and knees off the floor for up dog if that's possible for you. Exhale, downward facing dog, all the way back. Inhale, left leg, bend the knee, open up the hip. Press evenly through the arms and the shoulders. Reach down through the right heel. Now square off the hips, look forward. Step it right in the middle of the hands. Line up front heel and back arch. Inhale to warrior two. Make sure that left knee is over the ankle, pressing toward the little toe side of the foot, gazing over the fingertips here. Lift the chest, but let the shoulder blades relax. Let the collarbones widen. If you have any pain in the knee, just come out of the posture. We don't want to mess with the knees. But it's always good to check in, making sure that your knees are over the middle toes. Face your palms up toward the ceiling. See if you can relax just a little bit more with your shoulders and your jaw. Back arm as high as the front. Mine's a little bit low, so I'm mentioning that because that always helps me to look at myself. Drop your right arm, reverse the warrior. Bend into the left knee a little bit. Then inhale, come up, left forearm to the left thigh. Reach the right arm up and over. Spin the right tricep down. Take the left hand down to the floor or a block if you like. You could also keep the forearm on the thigh. That's great too. For Parsvakonasana, make sure that back leg is lifted from the inner thigh and you're pressing through the outer edge a little toward the pinky toe side of the back foot. Also pressing firmly into your front heel. Inhale, sweep up to warrior two. Exhale, windmill the arms down and step back. You can go right to down dog or plank, slow chaturanga. Shoulders no lower than elbows. Then inhaling up, shoulder heads back, and exhale to down dog. So you can always choose to modify your vinyasa with knees down for chaturanga. You can stick with cobra instead of upward dog. This is your practice, so the best way for you to practice is the best for your body. Inhale, come to plank pose. And again, lifting backs of knees up, tailbones lengthening toward heels. We'll hold plank. Then where your right hand was, put your right elbow, left elbow where left hand was. Now we're in Dolphin Plank. Again, lift backs the knees up, lift the belly. Tailbone's going to reach toward heels. Make sure you're not arching in the lower back. Then left hand where left elbow was, right hand where right elbow, back to plank. Chaturanga, inhale, up dog or cobra. Press through the hands and feet. Exhale to downward facing dog. Keep your gaze between the knees or toward the feet. And breathe. This is a good time for child's pose if you want to take a break. Also nice to revisit that intention you set. Look forward. Either step or hop your feet to your hands. Inhale. Lengthen halfway up. Exhale and fold forward, bending the knees if you need to, or if they're straight, make sure hips are right above heels. Press through the feet, rise up, long spine. Inhale, Utthita Hasta Intadasana, and exhale to Samastitihi. It's Utthita Hasta Intadasana or Utthita Hastasana, and sometimes I just mix those two up. If you've got blocks, get them handy by the front of your mat. Inhale, bend the knees, come into Utkatasana, into chair pose. Exhale, belly to thighs, then straighten the legs, Uttanasana. Inhale, come halfway up, lengthen. Exhale, step back into plank pose. And slowly, Chaturanga, shoulders no lower than the elbows. Inhale, press up through the hands and feet. Shoulder heads are rolling back. Exhale, tuck the toes for downward facing dog. Inhale, step your right foot forward, take your back foot flat into warrior one. Pull the right hip back, send the left hip forward. Keep that length in the lower back, Press through the outer edge of the back foot. Pull your front ribs in. Lift up through the spine, the back body, extend. Breathe. See if you can bend that right knee so that it's parallel with the floor if possible, but still pulling the right hip back like we're trying to keep the hips squared. Now straighten the front leg. Take the stance a little shorter. Press your fists or palms together behind you. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, fold into Parsvottanasana Pyramid pose. So again, pull the right hip back, lift the shoulder heads, and see if you can do that without lifting the elbows. So if you can't press your palms together in reverse namaste, you can press your fists together. Press weight into the base of the big toe of your right foot as you're pulling that right hip back. And imagine you've got a block you're holding between the inner thighs. Now, a little bend in the knee. Find those blocks or hands on floor. Lift up the back leg from the inner thigh so your hips are level. Take those blocks as high as you like them if you're going to use them. Pull the ribs and belly and keep the spine nice and long. So again, not overarching the back. Make yourself long if you can. Take a slight bend in the right knee. Take the hands up to warrior 3. You can reach them out to the sides or behind you, or hands pressing together at the heart. Maybe even arms out by the ears, reaching forward. Let's return the hands to the floor or the block, and then reach for your right leg, reaching the left leg up for standing split. And then step the feet together. Take an inhale, look up to lengthen. Exhale, step or float back. If you float back, land in that Chaturanga pause. Then inhaling into upward dog or cobra. And then exhale all the way back for downward facing dog. Breathing. Every movement has a breath. Step your left foot forward, spin your back heel flat. Inhale, warrior 1. Make sure the left knee's over the ankle and pull back on the left hip. Send your right hip forward. Press through the outer edge of your back foot, lifting the back inner thigh up. So you're just kind of playing with that bent front knee and then trying to keep the hips as level as you can. Now we're going to straighten that front leg and walk it in a little bit. Bring your hands behind you. Press your fists or palms together and fold forward into Parsvottanasana Pyramid. Again, pull that left hip back. Press into the base of the big toe of the left foot. Imagine you're holding a block between the inner thighs, keeping all of that engagement in the legs. And breathe. Always check in with your breath. Now, if you've got those blocks handy, hands on blocks, lift your right leg up. Alternately, you can keep your hands on the floor. As you lift that right leg, drop the outer right hip down so that your hips are level. And again, pull in through the ribs and through the belly. Slight bend in the left knee. If you can, lift the hands off the block. You can bring the hands to heart or reach them back or out to the sides, or most challenging position is to reach the arms forward in line with the ears. Imagine that someone is holding your hands, keeping you steady, and lengthening you through the arms and through the back leg. Let's bring the hands back to the floor. Keep that leg up just a moment longer, and standing split. Keep lifting the right leg from the inner thigh. Hold on to the left leg if you like, and then slowly step the feet together. Now take the feet wide, about hips width, and forward fold. Grab your opposite elbows, gently rock yourself side to side. Just a little rest. Or if you want to make this more intense, you can always hold on to your legs and draw your torso down toward your thighs and the crown of the head toward the floor. And step the feet together. Inhale halfway up. And exhale, step or float, Chaturanga. Shoulders no lower than elbows. Inhale, press through hands and feet, rolling the shoulders back. Exhale, tuck the toes, downward facing dog. Stretch all the way back. Again, moving the weight up to the hips, reaching down toward your heels. Checking in with breath. Look forward. We'll come through and sit, stepping or hopping. Lie onto your back. Take your feet hips distance apart. Heels under knees, outer edges of your feet parallel. Then inhale, press into bridge. Lift the hips, low back, mid back, maybe upper back. Roll the shoulders under, perhaps interlacing the fingers. Keep pressing down into those heels. Keep the chin away from the chest. Spiral the thighs in toward each other like you're holding a block between the legs. This is a great strengthener for the glutes and the backs of the legs. Let's lower down, take soles of feet together with knees apart to rest. And then feet back to the floor, hips width apart, heels under knees. Press up again into bridge, rolling the shoulders under. If you're interlacing, interlace the other pinky on the bottom. Keep the chin lengthening away from the chest. Keep the neck long. And breathe. Keep the breath toward the chest here. If you expand the breath a lot in the belly, that's not going to feel great on your back in a back bend. Plus, we want to keep the breath a little bit higher so that we can keep the belly muscles drawn in. Just a breath or two more. And come on down and rest. And this time, let's hug the knees into the chest, gently rocking side to side. If you feel like you want more back bends, push the pause button. Add on. Otherwise, roll yourself up, back and forth, and up to seated. Soles of feet together. Inhale, sit up nice and tall. Exhale forward for Baddha Konasana, bound angle pose. So try and get length through the spine instead of letting the back round. See if you can lead with the chest. Draw the shoulder blades away from the ears, gently toward the waist. Inhale, come on up. Take the feet about a foot in front of you, and now exhale again, fold forward, and this time let your back round as much as it wants to. Let this be a little more relaxing. Hopefully you'll feel a stretch in your back, maybe your outer hips, maybe the inner thighs. And then inhale to come up, take the knees together, come onto your back. Try your right knee into the chest, extend the left leg out, and then take the right knee to the left side and twist, looking over the right shoulder as you're twisting. Take some nice long breaths, then inhale, center. Draw the left knee and extend the right leg out, and take the left leg to the right, twisting. Look over your left shoulder. Long breaths in your twist. Inhale, center. And we'll make our way into Shavasana. So extend the tailbone toward the backs of the knees. Widen across the collarbones. Take your arms away from the sides of your body with your palms up. And let everything relax. Come into natural breathing, quiet mind and quiet body. Be back in a couple of minutes. Enjoy your Shavasana. And while you're resting a little longer, I have our quote today from John Lennon. We've got this gift of love, but love is like a precious plant. You can't just accept it and leave it in the cupboard or just think it's going to get on by itself. You've got to keep watering it. You've got to really look after it and nurture it. Same with love. Start to make some movements in your fingers and your toes. Get a nice long stretch through your arms and through your legs. And then bend your knees, roll yourself to your right side, pausing a moment for gratitude for all of our blessings. And now bring yourself up to seated, sitting nice and tall, and bring the hands together. Let's bring our hands to the forehead to remind us to have clear and loving thoughts. And our hands to the heart center, reminding us to have clear and loving intentions. And the hands to the mouth, reminding us to have clear and loving communication, sending out positive energy to all beings everywhere. Namaste. Thank you for joining today. And don't forget to subscribe while you're here. Push the like button, share this with your friends on your social media, and visit fightmasteryoga.com. You can join our mailing list. I send out a newsletter, kind of weekly, kind of every other week. It just sort of depends. It's been every other over the summer kind of. But anyway, I would love for you to join our mailing list, and you can know you won't get too many emails from me. And I hope that you're having a wonderful day. If you can support Fightmaster Yoga with a donation, there's a link below. Oh, also check out our alignment course. It's really great for practicing at home. Bye-bye.